Hi everybody, this is Alan with untethered.income.com, and today I basically want to go over the different types of microphones and how to get the best sound out of your recording, whether it be for a podcast or for video. So here what I've got is this is dynamic microphone. This is the AKG D5. Got it hooked up through an XLR input into a mixing board, the Zoom R16. I also have the Technica ATR-3350. It's a very inexpensive lapel mic that you can pick up. I've also got two condenser mics that are on the Zoom R16 that I'm recording from. And then I've also got the Rode VideoMic, which is a shotgun mic that is directly on top of my video camera right now. So let's go over the pros and cons of these different types of microphones. First, let me also say that this room that I'm in right now is hardwood floors, untreated walls, so you should be hearing quite a bit of echo depending which mic you're listening to. And I'll get into that in just a second. So first, let's talk about the dynamic mic, the AKG D5. The reason why you will go with a microphone like this is because you don't have to have a perfectly treated room in order to get good sound. You'll notice that there is very little echo with this particular microphone, and it's got a full-bodied sound to it. Now, one of the things is I've got a pop filter on this, and it's about 2 inches from it. And if you've never seen a pop filter or you don't really know what it is, it keeps your breath from sounding like a drum beat every time you breathe or you say a P or a B, something like that. So you'll notice if I say Papa, there's nothing major there. If I move this, Papa, you notice that there's like a drum effect, like a very bassy wind blow in your ear type thing. So that's what the pop filter does. It gets rid of that. Now with that, also you want to make sure that pop filter is about an inch or two off of it, because if you put it on top of it like this and you're speaking into it, you'll get the pop there too. If you do the pop here, you won't get that same effect. So that's what you want. Now again, this is great if you are basically looking to get a clean sound without having to do much of anything else. Now, where does this fail? Well, like this. If I turn my head while I'm speaking with this thing, you'll notice that the sound goes in and out. It's all the bass comes out of your voice, and it sounds very thin and like you're in a hallway. So that's one of the disadvantages. The other thing is, like with this video right now, I've basically got this big mic in front of my face. Now, I could move it a little bit further from me, bump up the gain, and then in post probably bring it up a little bit further. But that's a lot of work to try and get that sound that you can get when you're just directly over the top of it. Now that's one other thing. A lot of people, when they get a microphone like this, they want to speak down into it. That's not what you're supposed to do. Especially with a mic like this or the Shure SM58, you want to speak across the top of it. And it even says so in the directions, and that gives you the cleanest, fullest sound that you can get. If you speak directly into the side of it, you're going to lose some of the bass. And if you speak over the top of it, then that's all you're going to hear is bass. So you want to speak directly across the top of it. So that wraps up on the D5. Okay, so now what you're hearing is the Technica ATR-3350. And again, this is an omnidirectional lapel mic, and these are very inexpensive. You can pick them up on Amazon for about 25 bucks most of the time, and I think Radio Shack even has a version of it that's basically the same thing rebranded. So what are the benefits and the downsides of this? Well, let's go over the downside. First, untreated room, you're going to hear an echo. If you put on headphones and you're listening to this, you'll notice that there is a reverberation. And any noises that occur in this area, you're going to hear because it's going to pick up pretty much everything. Now, some of the benefits are, one, if I turn my head like this, you're not going to get any drop off of the sound. And that's because this is an omnidirectional mic and it picks it up. Now, you will get a little bit of change because this is right here on. So if I turn my head over here, you'll lose a little bit. And if I turn it over here, it might be even a little bit cleaner. And if I turn my head down, then it'll be even cleaner. But for the most part, you can move around, you can talk, you can do whatever you want, move your hands, and it's not going to affect the overall sound like it did with the D5, where when you turned your head, you lost the voice. So very convenient. This thing's got 20 feet of cord, which is extremely convenient, except when you're trying to untangle it. But overall, it does the job, and it's perfect for it. You can hook this directly up to your video camera, Right now I have it going into my mixer so that I can capture all of this, but a fantastic little lapel mic, but you'll hear the difference between it and the D5. Now, the next ones I want to talk about are the condenser mics that are built into my Zoom R16. These, again, are going to pick up all the ambient noise. Any reverberation from being in an untreated room, you're going to get all that on here. But I did want to throw this in because while it's built into this mixer board, these are actually very good microphones. So if you are in a sound treated room, or if you go into a closet or something, like I'll show you in a little while, you can actually get great sound out of this thing without going and having to spend any more money or anything like that. So that's these. And then lastly, I want to talk about my Rode video mic. That right now is about 4 feet from me. I have the gain turned up pretty good so that I'm not peaking, and all these should be about the same gain level. And what's great about this microphone is it's a shotgun microphone. And what that means is it is trying to pick up voice directly in front of it. And then it tries to filter out all the noises around it. Now, again, this is also a condenser mic, so the fact that I'm in an untreated room, you're still going to get a little bit of reverberation and some echo, and it will pick up a little bit of ambient noise. But that does a very good job of trying to isolate noise around you. But if there's anything in front of you, so if the sound's bouncing off the walls or anything like that, you're going to get that. But this is a fantastic option because it has multiple gain levels built into the microphone, so that if you're further away, you can crank up the gain, or if you're real close, you can turn it back down. So it's an extremely flexible microphone, and for a condenser mic, it has a great sound. You'll notice that the D5 has a very full sound to it. The Rode video mic also has that. So that's one of the benefits of having something like that as well. So again, I just wanted to give you, so I'm going to switch between all the different mics that I have right now so that you can hear the difference in them. So again, the AKG D5, which is very similar to the Shure SM58, which is probably the de facto vocal microphone used for people that go on stage in concerts and things like that. And then I have the lapel mic, the ATR-3350 by Audio-Technica. I have the two condenser mics that are on the Zoom R16, and then I have the Rode video mic. Oh, and I also have another microphone, which is the mic that's built into the Panasonic TM900 camcorder. And you'll hear the difference between it and all the other options here. It does the job. It picks up sound. If you're doing home movies that you just want to hold on to for a while, that, you know, it's not a production quality type thing, does a fine job. You're not going to need it, but you probably wouldn't be looking at this video if that was all you were doing either. All right, so here I am in my closet. I know, there's jokes. It's all right. But now you'll be able to get a good idea of what condenser mics sound like in a room that doesn't have a bunch of, you know, hardwoods or anything like that. There's clothes. I've got all my jeans next to me here and shirts hanging up there. So you'll notice that the echo in here is greatly reduced. Now, if I were to do my microphone directly into this over here, it would probably be even better. But, you know, I'm trying to give you a little bit of what that Rode video mic up there would sound like. And the problem is it's actually pointed at the top of my head, so to really hear, I would have to speak like this, so that, because typically the distance of that thing's not going to be right there. So, but with that, you can actually get an idea of what it sounds like in here. So you have the condenser mics on my Zoom R16, you have this ATR-3350 on my lapel, and then you have the Rode video mic. All three of these different types of condenser mics. One's an omnidirectional, one is a shotgun mic, and these other ones are basically, well, they're omnidirectional as well. So at least now you have an idea of what this sounds like. So if you're doing a podcast or something and you don't have a lot of money to spend and you want to pick up a fairly inexpensive mic like the ATR-3350, if you just want to go into a closet or something like this, you can actually get decent sounding sound without spending a ton of money. It is definitely worthwhile to invest in a nice microphone, and, you know, depending on what your situation is, you know, you'll have to decide whether or not a dynamic mic works for you, whether a condenser mic like this does, or, you know, maybe a wireless mic like what Sennheiser provides that have extremely good quality, but you're going to spend some more money on them. So just to be aware of your options. Again, this will help you take your production levels to the next step. And I do also want to give some credit where credit's due here. What took me down this whole road was starting doing video, and I was listening to a podcast by Cliff Ravenscraft, who does the podcast Answer Man, and he describes the difference between dynamic mics and condenser mics and all that. And it's invaluable information, because you can absolutely tell a difference in quality, and people will notice if you are doing a podcast. They'll notice how clean the sound is, or how bad the sound is. If you're using a condenser mic in a room that's like this, and you've got the gain turned way up, and it's real echoey, it's too busy, or if you have your volume levels down too low, then all those things add up, and they can really affect both your audio and how people view your videos. Because if your audio quality is terrible on your video, then people might be turned off by that as well. So hopefully you got a little something out of this. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them below. Whether you're on my site at untetheredincome.com, or whether you're on YouTube or wherever else this might show up, please do leave me some feedback. And if there's anything else that you would like to know about subject-wise for video, audio, setting up sites or anything, please let me know. It'll give me the idea of what I can set up next for you. And I'm always looking to bring you some more good content that can help you further your online ventures or offline, whatever, advertising, anything. So again, this is Alan with untetheredincome.com. I hope you guys have a great time, and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again. Bye.